and making the observations that we just discussed.
Yes.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Narkunis, anything further?
I don't have any further questions, Judge.
Ms. Scheiger, thank you very much. You may step down.
Thank you.
Grab that for me, sorry.
William Eaton. Okay. All right. Apparently he stepped out for a second. So Trooper Dave Strong, or excuse me, Sergeant Dave Strong.
Sir, do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the cause now in hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God? Thank you. You may be seated.
Good afternoon, sir. In a nice loud voice, could you introduce yourself to the jury and spell your last name for the record, please?
Yes, good afternoon. My name is David Strong, Strong. I'm a sergeant with the Mass State Police.
And how long have you been employed by the Massachusetts State Police, sir?
14 years.
All right. And what is your current assignment?
I'm currently assigned to the State Police Detective Unit.
In Essex County?
Yes.
Okay. And how long have you been a member of the State Police Detective Unit, sir?
I began in 2018.
Okay. So 8 years or so?
Yes.
Okay. As a sergeant with the detective unit, sir, what are your duties and responsibilities?
We investigate deaths in Essex County, homicides, unattended deaths, suspicious deaths, and we also do drug offenses and narcotics.
Okay. And so for the last 8 years, you have been you've been both the investigator and supervisor on these types of cases and investigations. Is that fair?
Yes, I was promoted in January of 2025 to sergeant.
Okay. And so I want to take you back, sir, to November 14th of 2022. Were you working on that day?
Yes.
Okay. And prior to November 14th, 2022, had you been at all involved in an investigation into a death involving an individual named Leroy Fowler?
I had not.
Okay. And on that day, the 14th, did one of the, so you were still a trooper at that point in time, fair?
Yes.
Okay. And one of your supervisors, request, but really order, you to participate in something that was going to be going on in that particular investigation.
Yes.
Okay. And what was that that you were asked to participate in?
It was a search warrant.
Okay. And that was a search warrant that was going to be executed at 108 Central Ave in Salisbury. Is that correct? Now, did you and a couple of other state troopers go to that location in order to conduct the search?
We did.
Okay. And the appearance of 108 Central Ave was documented with some photographs during the course of the execution of the search warrant, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you had a chance to look at a number of those photographs yesterday, fair to say?
I did.
Okay. Now, when you first entered the unit at 108 Central Ave, what were your first observations as you entered?
We entered through the back door, back of the house. It was dirty. It was cluttered. There was like a back porch area, which I believe a couch or maybe a futon. As we entered the residence, it was a kitchen, a bedroom, and a bathroom.
All right. Just the kitchen. What did the kitchen look like?
It was dirty. It was cluttered. Miscellaneous items scattered throughout the house.
Okay. Same with the bedroom and the bathroom.
Yes.
Where did you start your search, sir?
The kitchen.
Okay. And as you were searching the kitchen, sir, did you notice anything? Did anything catch your attention in particular at that point in time?
Yes. Several empty bottles. I located a bottle of Deicer behind the kitchen island. It was orange.
All right. So I should have been paying a little bit more attention. I was looking for something that we got a little confused with our witness order here. So you mentioned that you found a Powerade bottle?
No, I found a bottle of Deicer.
Deicer, I'm sorry. And where did you see this Deicer at first, when you first saw it?
It was in the kitchen. In the kitchen, there was an island, and this was behind the island.
Okay. Sir, I'm going to hand you two photographs. May I approach you?
Yes, you may.
Hand you two photographs and just ask you to take a quick look at those and let me know if you recognize those two, what's depicted in those two photographs.
Yes, that's going to be the Deicer I located behind the kitchen. In the kitchen.
One of those is sort of a wider angle and one's a close-up of the bottle.
Yes, sir. It's behind the island.
All right, offer these as the next two exhibits.
Mr. Scully,
No objection, Your Honor.
they may come in as our next two exhibits.
Exhibit 14 and 15, so much.
The close-up is 14 and the wider angle is 15. All right. And now calling your attention to the monitor, which just cut out. This item right here, the clear bottle with the orange liquid in it, that is the Deicer that you were referring to?
Yes, sir.
All right. Did you continue to look around the kitchen at that point, sir?
Yes.
All right. What did you see next that was relevant to you, sir?
Underneath the kitchen island was an open space for a recycling bin.
Okay. And did you take a look in? Did you take a look? You know what was contained inside the recycling bin?
I did.
All right. Hand you the next photograph, sir, and ask you if you recognize that what's depicted in that photo.
I do. That's the recycling bin underneath the island in the kitchen.
And was there something particular in the recycling bin that sort of drew your attention as you looked into it?
Yeah, I noticed a fruit punch Powerade bottle, which should have been red, and I noted the bottom of the bottle was an orange liquid.
Your Honor, after this is the next exhibit.
Mr. Scully?
No objection, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Exhibit 16, so much.
All right, it's tough to see here, but if you look sort of behind what looks like a Mike's Harder Mango, you can see the clear plastic Powerade bottle that you were referring to. Is that right, sir? Right, kind of where I have my finger pointing.
Yes, it is.
All right. And did you take the bottle out of the recycling bin at that point to get a slightly closer view of it?
I did.
And handing you another photograph, sir. Do you recognize that to be a picture of that Powerade bottle that you get now placed on the countertop?
Yes.
I'd offer this as an next exhibit, Judge.
Any objection? Very good. Exhibit 17.
Exhibit 17, so much.
And that's the Powerade bottle?
Yes.
Find anything else in the kitchen, sir?
I located a blender
Okay.
in the kitchen.
And there wasn't a picture of the blender, but where did you locate that?
I was in the cabinet. I believe it was above the sink.
Okay. So above the kitchen sink.
Yeah, in one of the cabinets.
Okay. Now, did you also go into the bedroom of Miss Church?
Yes.
And inside of the bedroom, sir, did you locate anything inside of the bedroom?
We located 2 notebooks.
All right. Just, with the court's permission, hand you a couple of pairs of gloves. I'm going to try to put them on. I have a broken finger here, which makes it a little difficult, but. Sorry, I'll just put this one on. I think that'll be better. All right. Just hand you 2 items, sir. Ask you to just take a quick look at those and flip through them for a second if you need to. Do you recognize those 2 items?
I do.
All right. What do you recognize those 2 items to be?
These were the 2 notebooks I located in Judy Church's bedroom.
All right. Your Honor, I'd offer these as the next 2 exhibits.
Mr. Scully?
No objection.
Excuse me? We're marking them separately. Yeah. Thank you.
Exhibit 18 and exhibit 19, so marked.
And both notebooks contain a number of sort of handwritten notes, stories, lists, fair to say?
Yes.
It's which one's the red spiral? Just so I know.
Red, Your Honor, is 19 and purple is 18.
Thank you.
Sir, handing you an item, asking if you recognize that.
I do.
Okay, what do you recognize that to be?
This would be the fruit punch Powerade that I located in the recycling bin.
Okay, and is it different today as you look at it from when it was when you found it?
Yes.
Okay, what's different about it?
There's no liquid in it.
All right, and you understand that that liquid was taken out during the course of the investigation and tested by various people?
Yes.
All right. Your Honor, I'd offer
That's
this
true.
as the next exhibit.
Any objection, Mr. Scully?
No objection. Thank you, Your Honor.
Exhibit 20.
So marked.
You should see Miss Draper try flies.
Not very well.
There you go.
This is just showing the jury now, with the court's permission, what's now been marked as Exhibit 20, the Powerade bottle that you found in the recycling bin. Handing you a bag, sir, that contains sort of 2 items that are separated. Do you recognize what's contained in that bag?
I do.
And what do you recognize that to be?
Would be the top of a blender.
Okay. That was the item that you located in the counter, excuse me, the cabinet above the sink?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Offer this as the next exhibit.
Mr. Scully?
No objection.
Exhibit 21.
Can we keep it in the bag,
Sure, of
please?
course.
Thank you.
Exhibit 21, so marked.
And I'm just going to take it out for a second. Sir, is the item in the same condition now as it was when you found it?
I believe so.
Okay. And same with the, so that the, I don't know what you call this, the base of the blender?
Yes, it appears to be the same.
So when you found it, it was in this, say it was dry, it was it separated or together?
I don't recall, but it was dry.
Okay. And then just going to hold this item up for you, sir. Do you recognize this item?
I do.
And what do you recognize this to be?
The orange Deicer I located in the kitchen.
Your Honor, this is the next exhibit.
Mr. Scully?
No objection.
22.
Exhibit 22, so marked.
Oh. And I didn't have you mention it earlier, but did you find a fifth item, a cell phone?
Yes, a black iPhone.
And that was just hand you.
Yes.
This is the same phone that you located that day?
Yes.
Next exhibit, Your Honor.
Mr. Scully?
No objection.
Could we also keep that in the bag, Mr.?
Exhibit 23.
Yeah, thank you.
Was there a second trash can / recycling bin that you also went through during the course of your search of the residence?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. And this picture here that I'm handing you, is that a photograph of that second recycling bin / trash can?
Yes.
All right. Your Honor, I offer this as the next exhibit.
No objection.
Exhibit 24.
In understanding that you kind of poked through this just to look for additional evidence, as this is substantially in the same shape as it was when you first looked at it and went through it?
Yes.
All right. And so just, again, a number of cans, Fanta, the same Mike's Harder Mango, and some other bottles. Is that fair?
Yes, sir.
All right. In addition to the Powerade bottle that we've now marked as Exhibit 20, did you also find some additional Powerade bottles in and around the residence during the course of your search?
We did.
Okay. And those bottles appear to have the fruit punch color liquid in them, as opposed to the orange that was present in the Exhibit 20?
Yes.
And sir, finally, I'm going to hand you four photographs. Just ask you to look through those real quick. Just ask you when you're done if you recognize what's depicted in those 4 photographs, just generally.
I do. It'd be the bedroom when you walk into the home, a bedroom off the bathroom, the kitchen, and the living room area.
Okay. And do those 4 photos sort of accurately depict how those 4 rooms looked from the angles that those photographs were taken when you were conducting the search on November 14, 2022?
Yes, they do.
Your Honor, I offer these as the next 4.
No objection?
No objection, Your Honor. Thank you.
Exhibit 25 through 28, so Matt.
And 28, that's that back bedroom that you referred to as you sort of walked into the apartment?
Yes.
Okay. Just leave that up for a second. '27, that's the bedroom that you referred to that is closer to the bathroom?
Yes.
'26 is the kitchen?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And you can, and in the sort of bottom right-hand corner-ish, you can see the recycling bin where I have my finger. That is the recycling bin where you found the Powerade bottle?
Yes, it is.
And the RainX would be on the other side of that counter to the right?
Yes.
And then that's just one more angle of the bed. Is that the bedroom?
I believe that's going to be the room off of the kitchen.
Off of the kitchen. Okay. Thank you. Nothing further with this witness, Your Honor.
All right, then we will take the lunch recess from 1 to 2. So jurors will reconvene at about 2:02. Give everybody the full hour.
All right. Just be in no book here.
I didn't know it was empty.
Recharge these.
Oh, yeah. That's for you. Well, I'll take one back, yeah. And one for the...
Judge saying whoever is on the witness stand should speak right in the microphone.
Okay.
They can't all hear.
Okay. If you would just remind the witness, Your Honor, to really speak into the microphone because the jurors are having some difficulty.
So the jurors are indicating some difficulty hearing you, Sergeant. So just pull that chair right up and speak right into that microphone.
Yes, sir.
All right for the judge. Be seated.
Jurors, I understand some of you have had a little difficulty hearing Sergeant Strong. You've done exactly what we want you to do. Whenever that's an issue, just make sure you let us know, and we will make sure that we make whatever adjustments. So Sergeant Strong's going to speak right into that microphone, and everyone will be able to hear. Mr. Scully.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Cross-examination.
Thank you. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
I have some questions, just follow-up set of questions about the search warrant execution that you were involved in and testified to on direct examination.
Okay.
Okay. So first of all, the date of the search warrant execution, was that, do you recall that date?
I believe it was November 22nd,
Okay.
2024.
Okay, and it was the, so you went to 108 Central Ave in Salisbury, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think the date could have been, well, the 14th of November, or do you think it was that late, the 28th?
I don't recall exactly.
Okay. All right. I'll come back to that. And so when you go to execute that search warrant, you were one of a part of a team, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And present in that team included Trooper Lewis Williams, right?
Yes.
For at least part of the search, right?
Yes.
And David Strong, correct?
That's me, sir. Yes, sir.
That's you, yep. John Lannon,
Yes.
Gary Camo.
Yes.
There was Captain John Costa,
Yes.
Lieutenant Peter Sherber,
Yes.
Sergeant Michael Kerrigan.
Yes.
Okay, and were there more people than that, or does that sound like about the full crew?
It was Trooper Cameron Ortiz. He's the one that authored the
And
report.
Trooper Cameron Ortiz, right. Okay, great. Thank you for that. Now, so this team arrives and is there to work together to enter the premises, make a complete search, take items of interest, and also document the search with photographs or the like, right?
Yes.
Okay, and do you recall how long you were in the unit that was searched?
I don't.
Okay, would you estimate that the search took an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours?
Yes, between an hour and 2 hours.
Okay, and you had sufficient time to do the search, right? You were
Yes.
there long enough to get the job done.
Yes.
Okay. With the court's permission, I'd like to show Exhibit 29, which was marked during the break, thumb drive, including search warrant pictures.
Yes, jurors, outside your presence, we had by agreement marked as Exhibit 29 a thumb drive that contains not just the photographs during the execution of this search warrant you've been hearing about that were introduced during the direct examination of Sergeant Strong, but all of the photographs that were taken during the execution of the warrant. And so, yes, you may pull those up if you wish and ask questions about them.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. They should appear on the screen. So the first photo, I'm going to go through some of these pretty quickly and then focus on a few, but this is the full set in order, and we're just going to click through them like a slideshow.
Okay.
So the first picture represents the exterior of the building with the number 108 on it, correct?
Yes.
And the next picture is actually the search warrant, which is photographed. It's brought to the location of the search to document that, okay, we have a search warrant and probably give it to anyone who might be there, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The next picture is an exterior photograph of a yellow hose, right?
Yes.
And the next one is a staircase going up, right?
Yes.
These photographs seem to be proceeding in somewhat of a sequential order as if you were walking into the unit and taking them as they go, right?
Yes, sir.
Next photograph is more of a close-up of that staircase, right?
Yes.
All right. Now, as you enter the unit, the first picture here is appears to be sort of that back room space. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
And there are two photographs in a row of that space. And if we could just click forward one. Okay, that's the second picture that zooms out a little bit, right?
Yes.
Okay, and in that picture, you can see what looks like kind of a bed or something with pillows on it, right?
Yes.
Did you come to learn later that this was an area that was used by Leroy Fowler in this case?
I don't recall that.
Okay. And looking at that, you can see what looked like some record albums or something up on the top shelf.
Yes, sir.
And you can see some photographs and decor on the walls, right?
Yes.
And I see a ship's wheel, right?
Yes.
And I see looks like an ashtray and a lighter on the bed.
Judge, In the interest of not objecting to every single photograph, I am going to object to Mr. Scully describing what can be seen in the photographs going forward for all of them. So I don't want to have to make that objection
Okay.
multiple times, but I am objecting to that.
I will give a little leeway to point out a couple of obvious things if need be, but otherwise we don't, the photos speak for themselves. And so if there's no particular insight this trooper who was on scene can provide, I will sustain any such objections.
Okay, so you look, thank you, Your Honor, and I'll try to keep it as tight as I can. So looking at that, I see 2 cans of what look like Fanta orange. Do you?
Yes.
Okay, one is on the left, and it looks like it's in some kind of cup holder. Is that right?
Yes.
And one is on the right, and it looks like it's in some kind of cup holder. Is that right?
Yes.
All right, were those cans, both of those cans of Fanta orange, taken as pieces of evidence?
I did not take either of those.
Okay. Do you know whether there's any liquid? Did you learn whether there was any liquid in either of those cans?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Are you aware that a can of Fanta orange was taken at some point during the execution of the search?
Yes.
Do you know whether it was one of these two, the one that was taken, or was it from maybe somewhere else?
I do not know, sir.
Okay. Now, just flipping back to the prior picture, there's a Clorox bleach bottle there, right?
Yes, sir.
And then going forward again now 2 pictures showing this shows the interior of the house, right?
Yes.
And so the room we were just looking at would be basically behind the photographer, and the kitchen and the living area is laid out in the foreground, right?
Yes.
And you can see some moving bins here on the left-hand side.
Yes.
And on the right-hand side, that is in that little cutout area, that's a recycle bin for items, right? Or trash.
Yes, the black bin in the island?
Right.
Yes.
Okay. And going forward to the next picture, pretty much the same, right?
Yes.
And going forward to the next picture, pretty much the same, right?
Yes, it's as if you turn right into the kitchen.
Into the kitchen now. And in this picture, you see the pig on the wall that says, "Marry me, Leroy," with a question, right?
Yes, in this picture.
If you can go forward. Or maybe back to this one. Yeah. Okay. And then if you go forward again, there's some boxes and a box and a purse there, right?
Judge, objection. I don't understand.
Sustained unless it's questions about whether there was something they did or didn't take.
Okay.
Questions of that sort, Mr.
Do you know what's in that? Was that box opened and searched?
I don't recall.
Okay. And there's a couple of, down on the right-hand side, there's a couple of, looks like containers. Do you see those? The white and the blue one?
I do not. I see the 2 white containers on the ground.
On the ground, yes.
Yes, I see the 3 white containers.
Do you know what kind of products those were?
I do not.
Were those taken as evidence?
No.
Okay, going forward. And going forward again. And going forward again. Okay. In this picture, there seem to be some bottles, spray bottles, could be cleaning equipment. Do you see that?
Yes.
Do you know what type of products those were?
I do not.
Were those taken as evidence?
They were not.
Okay, and what I mean by taken as evidence is things are collected that are of interest to the investigation, right?
Yes.
And then they're brought back to the state police, right?
Yes.
And they're processed as evidence and recorded as evidence, right?
Correct.
And then they may move through the crime lab for various stages of testing, which could be DNA testing, fingerprint testing, chemical type testing, right?
Yes.
And at each stage, it's sort of documented so you know where the item that's being tested really came from, right?
Yes.
All right, so none of those items went on that journey, so to speak.
No, sir.
Can we go to the next image, please? That looks like a close-up of those items. Next, please. And that looks like the back side of those. Next, please. Okay, here we have Fanta oranges, boxes down there. Do you know whether any of those were full or empty or what was in there?
I do not.
Were any of those taken?
No, sir.
Do you know what those 2 bottles of product are on the on what looks like a countertop of some type? A green bottle and a blue and black bottle.
I do not.
No, were those taken?
No, sir.
Okay, can we go to the next image? All right, now we're approaching the front room area, and there's a number of bicycles, right?
Yes.
Next image, please. Next image, please. Next image, please. And now this is going into the bedroom up in the front of the house, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, next image, please. Okay. And in this image, there is, looks like some computer type equipment, at least a keyboard and an Apple computer, right?
Yes.
Do you know whether that was taken?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, you don't know whether it was taken or no, it wasn't taken.
They were not taken.
Okay, and this shows the bedroom area, right?
Yes.
And the bed itself.
Yes.
Okay, next image. And some medication, right?
Yes.
Next image. Next image. Next image. This shows into a bathroom area, right?
Yes.
Next image. Next image. Were these areas all searched as well as photographed?
Yes.
And there's some products in a cabinet there, right?
Yes.
Were those all looked at to your knowledge?
I believe so, yes.
And was any of it taken?
No.
Next image. Next image. Okay, and this is a trash bag with a little red stain under it of some sort, right?
Yes.
Was that taken or collected or swabbed?
No.
And you know what I mean by swabbed, right?
Yes.
Swabbed is where if there's an item such as a red stain, it could be presumptively tested to maybe see if it meets some criteria, or a swab can be taken of it, collected, and sent back to the lab to see if you can determine what it is and what's in it, right?
Yes.
And that was not done with this particular stain, right?
No.
Was that bag opened and looked in, do you know?
I don't recall.
Next image. It's the same one. Next image. Next image. Okay, so this is the recycle or trash bin that was in the kitchen area that we had just seen briefly before, right?
Yes.
And this is the image you can see on the left-hand side, what looks like the Powerade bottle, and you instantly recognized that it had an orange liquid in it, right?
Yes.
And that drew that to your attention, right?
Yes.
And so as a result, next image. All right, well, the next image is outside. Is that right?
That appears to be outside, yes.
And these are more recycle and trash bins, right?
Yes.
Next image. Another view of this outside area, right?
Yes.
Next image. All right, now this image here has the island area inside the house, correct?
It is, yes.
And there's a cardboard box and there's a cup on it, right?
Yes.
That cup, it's kind of a bronze cup, of a copper cup.
Yes.
Was that taken?
No.
And then there's a picture of what is the RainX bottle. Is that right? Or not a picture, but it's depicted in there?
Yes.
And that was taken, right?
It was.
Okay. And that's where it was found, right?
Yes.
And adjacent to the left-hand side of that is some other bottles, at least one bottle. Do you know what that product was?
Is it the orange bottle you're talking about?
Yes.
I do not know what it is, though.
With a black kind of spray top to it, black and yellow.
Yes.
Was that taken?
No.
Okay, a question about this, the RainX bottle, it's there, right? So isn't the process when you do a search warrant like this to come in with your team and to look through the area, not disturb anything? Is that right?
Yes.
And then when you find things of note, isn't the process to take a picture and then also in its natural state like it is, and then also put down like a yellow placard with a number that says, okay, this is a piece of evidence, we'll call it number 1, and take a picture of it like that?
I think that is probably the best procedure. We don't always do that.
And then, but in doing that, the reason it's the best procedure is because then you know right where something is, right?
Yes.
When in its natural state, not moved. And there's a placard, a number given to it, right?
Yes.
And then when it goes back to the state police and further on to the crime lab, that number 1, so to speak, gets identified with that product, which now gets a new number, right? A Mass State Police number.
Yes.
And then that becomes, they can track where that goes through that number, right?
Yes.
So where that would have been helpful is, and that was not done in this case, right?
No.
Going back to the Fanta orange cans, one of the Fanta orange cans was taken and brought back to the lab, right?
Yes.
And so if that process has been followed, then there would have been a yellow placard placed next to the Fanta orange can that was a specific evidence piece you were going to take. Let's call it number 2. Then it would have been photographed and we would know right where it was taken from, right?
Yes.
And that way we wouldn't have the confusion that we have about whether or not either of those 2 Fantas on the wall are the one that went back to the crime lab or not.
I didn't take either of those Fantas, so I
Right.
can't answer that question.
Right. Well, we'll just keep going. All right, so the next picture is a close-up of the RainX. Next picture. Okay, so that's the label, RainX Deicer. Next picture. Again. And that's in the same spot, right?
Yes.
And then we go to the next picture, which appears to be some empty hard lemonade, a glass of wine, right? Next picture. Oh, and there's to the left, you can see there's a spray bottle of some sort, right? Do you know what that is? Is that
I believe that's Febreze.
looks like Febreze? That was of no evidentiary significance.
Correct.
Wasn't taken.
No.
Next picture. Next picture. Next picture. Again, prescription medications. Next picture. Next picture. That's Judy Church. That's her prescription, right?
Yes.
Next picture. Next picture. Okay. This is a picture of, I think we're back in the main living room, and it looks like maybe under a sink or something. Is that a disposal of some sort? The big black plastic piece of equipment in the middle?
Yeah, I believe that's the kitchen.
Okay. And so a counter, a cabinet was opened on the ground level, and all these products were in here, right?
Yes.
Were any of those products taken back to the lab?
No.
Were any of them inventoried to see what the manufacturer was?
No.
Okay, next picture. Now, some were taken out of that, and they were photographs. Fast Orange hand cleaner, Magic Zing, stainless steel dishwasher gel, right? And 2X metallic.
Yes.
Okay, were those items taken as potential evidence back to the lab?
No.
Okay. Next picture. Okay, so this is the Powerade bottle with the orange fluid at the bottom, right?
Yes.
And you were expecting to see red fruit punch because that's what the label was, right?
Yes.
And so it was set on the countertop next to a purse, right?
Yes.
And photographed.
Yes.
But that's not where it was found.
Correct.
Okay. It was found in the barrel below.
Yes.
And the cap was on.
Yes.
Okay. Next picture. Next picture. Now this picture is from outside, right? Looking in at one of the waste barrels was opened outside. Is that correct? Or is that inside?
I believe that's inside. I'm not 100% positive.
All right. And we're in there. I see more Fanta orange.
Yes.
Was that the Fanta orange that was taken back to the crime lab?
I do not know.
It looks like there's a second maybe Fanta orange potentially back there. Is that a second can of Fanta orange? I can see red and orange and green on it. Looks similar.
Yeah, I'd agree that's probably a Fanta.
Do you know whether that was the one that was taken back?
I do not.
Do you know what happened to those 2 cans that we're looking at right now?
I believe they stayed there.
Okay. And there's some Mike's Hard Lemonade, right?
Yes.
Okay. Was there anything in the 2 orange Fantas? Any liquid?
Not that I recall.
Okay. And what about the mango hard lemonade? Was that taken, or whatever that can is?
No.
Okay. Next picture. Out of focus. Next picture. Okay. This is clearly from the barrels outside, right?
Yes.
And next picture. And there is a shot of one of the barrels outside, and I see the hard mango, right? What's behind the Pumpkinhead Ale? Are there more Fantas back there?
I don't know.
Was that looked through? Was that emptied and looked through to see what was in there?
I do not know.
Okay, so to your knowledge, you have no memory of that barrel being just emptied out, somebody wearing a pair of gloves and just checking the full contents to see what might be in there, what might not be?
I know I didn't do it.
Okay, and you don't have a memory of any specific person doing it right?
No, sir.
Okay. And adjacent to that is some cardboard box. Next picture. And you know whether that was ever emptied out to see what might or might not be on the bottom?
I do not know.
Next picture. Okay, yep, that's a good one. Well, not blurry, I mean. Okay, so this one has newspapers and some other, a blue and a green item.
Yes.
Do you know whether that was ever emptied out to see what, if anything, could be under the newspapers?
I do not.
Okay. Next item. Next item. Next item. Okay, we have a Powerade bottle here. Do you know where that was taken from?
Looks like the steps into the back of the house.
I know where the picture is, but where did that Powerade bottle come from?
I do not know. I believe it came from one of the trash barrels outside.
Outside?
Yes.
So at least it's possible that someone reached under and found that and pulled it out?
It's possible.
Isn't that the process where if you do reach under now, as soon as you find it, before you sort of set it up on a different stage, you take a picture of where it was. It's
correct.
In its natural habitat, right?
Yes.
And then you put another little yellow cone or number system there and know, okay, this is number 4, right?
Yes.
And then we would know when it moves over here, you could bring the number 4 if you needed to and take another photograph if you felt you had to, and we would know this is from there, right? Okay, but we don't have the benefit of that, correct?
Correct.
All right, next picture. All right, now we have set up 2 Powerade bottles, 2 prescription meds, and some dishwasher gel, right?
Yes.
Was the dishwasher gel taken back to the crime lab as evidence?
No.
Okay, now we have 2 Powerade bottles. Both appear to have a little red substance in the bottom, liquid. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Are either of those 2 bottles the same bottle that we saw before, or are they 2 totally different bottles?
2 totally different bottles.
You know where those bottles came from?
I do not.
Okay, next picture. All right, here we have a black truck, right?
Yes.
And to the right is what looks like some kind of a trailer, right?
Yes.
Do you know whether that trailer was opened and looked through?
I don't believe so.
Do you know whether the bed of that truck was looked through and all those items taken out?
I do not know.
Do you know whether the doors of the truck were opened?
I do not.
Do you know whether that truck belongs to Leroy Fowler?
I do not.
Next picture, please. Next picture, please. Okay. What is that?
Appears to be a black bottle.
Black.
Cup.
It almost looks like a Yeti mug.
Yeah.
Is it?
It does look like a Yeti.
Do you know whether there were any contents in that?
I do not. I don't remember seeing this.
Okay. Do you know, was that item taken?
I don't believe so.
Okay. And obviously, if it's not taken, it can't be tested, right?
Correct.
All right, next picture. All right, this. Well, is that the black Yeti mug we were just looking at?
I never saw that black Yeti.
Or what, is it fair to call that a Yeti?
Yes.
And what's in the bottom? Can you tell? Is that a liquid? Is it something?
Objection, Judge.
He didn't see it sustained. They can make the same determination.
Okay. Do you recognize where that is staged on? Is that just put on the ground and then photographed?
No, I don't recognize it.
Okay. Was that taken and brought back to the lab?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, next picture. Is that the same item?
I believe so.
Okay. Has that got some liquid in the bottom of it?
It appears it does.
Was that liquid ever preserved?
I don't believe so.
Next item. Okay, this is inside the truck, right?
It appears it is.
Next, were those items removed and sort of inventoried at all?
If they were, I wasn't present.
Okay, next item. It's the front seat of the truck, right?
Yes.
Do you know whether there's a center console there? Do you know whether that was opened? It looks like it could pop open. Do you know whether that was opened?
I wasn't present for this.
Oh, really? You weren't here when this part was?
No.
Were you inside?
I must have been. I don't recall this.
Okay, so if someone in the search warrant team was doing this, but you were, where were you?
I must have been inside.
Okay. Next picture. Okay, do you recognize this to be the white van?
Judge, he's already said 5 times that he was not present for the search outside, so I don't know how we can continue to ask him these questions.
Well, if he knows from having been on the scene whether he observed this and knows it was a van outside, he can say one way or another if you're able. Do you recognize that?
I do not.
All right, next question.
Okay, next picture, please. And so that looks like the white van. Next picture, please. It's the white van. Next picture, please. Next picture, please. Okay, we're back inside, right?
Yes.
And there was the refrigerator now, looks like a mini fridge that was opened, right?
Yes.
And there's Fanta cans that look closed, right?
Yes.
And there's Sprite cans on the bottom, right?
Yes.
And I think we saw an earlier image that had that blue bag on top, and I think the Fanta boxes to the left, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then there's 3 closed cans on top of the refrigerator, right? The top 2 shelves, it looks like.
We'll call it the green.
Above the Sprite.
Oh.
Are there
Yes.
cans there?
Yes, sir.
Do you know were those taken out? Do you know what those are?
I do not know.
Okay, next picture. I think that's the last one. Okay. So, some of the evidence that was seized, right, was this item, which was exhibit number 21, which is the blender, right?
Yes.
Was there a specific photograph taken of the blender? Did you see it as I went through all those photos?
I did not see it.
Do we know specifically where this was?
I know it was in the kitchen in a cabinet above the sink.
In the cabinet?
Yeah.
Okay, was the cabinet open or closed? Any knowledge?
I don't recall, no.
Okay, do you know what other items were around it?
No.
Okay. There was obviously the Deicer. This was taken and photographed.
Yes.
22, right? There was exhibit number 23, which is a black iPhone, right?
Yes.
Do you know where that was found?
I believe there's
Specifically?
in the bedroom.
In the bedroom, okay. And that was the first room or that you came into and we took in the photos taken, or the bedroom up front?
The bedroom up front.
All right. And did I miss a photograph of where specifically this was found?
I don't recall exactly.
Did you see it as we were coming through those photographs?
I don't believe so.
Wouldn't it be the normal practice, if this was of evidentiary significance and the state police were going to take it, when they find it, to take a picture of it so it's documented exactly where it was?
Yes.
Do you remember anything specifically about where it was?
I do not.
Okay, fair enough. Exhibits 18 and 19 are both notebooks. 19 is red, 18 is purple, right?
Yes.
Exhibit 18, was this documented in any of the photographs that we went through?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Do you know specifically where it was found?
In the bedroom in the front of the house.
Okay, and where in the bedroom?
It was somewhere by the computer and the keyboard, but I don't recall exactly where it was.
Okay, fair enough. And what about the red, Exhibit 19, the red notebook?
They were together.
They were together. Were they in a drawer? Were they on it? Do you have knowledge of that? Were they out in the open?
I don't recall.
And then Exhibit 20 is the actual Powerade bottle, correct?
Yes.
That was seized and photographed, taken out of the trash or recycle bin, put up on top. Originally had the orange liquid in it, right?
Yes, sir.
And it's sort of a hazy color right now, right?
Right now it is, yes.
Does that suggest that it's been through some laboratory processes that have now, maybe fingerprinting or the like?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, that could change how it looks.
Yeah, I believe so.
It was clearer,
Yes.
more like this when you originally found it, right? This is Exhibit 13, right?
Yes, it was like that.
Which one was this? Which Powerade was this one?
I don't recall that one.
Judge, that is the Powerade that I marked for identification during my opening
Oh, that's
statement.
right. So that was a mock used in the openings.
Oh, that's Exhibit B. I read it
That's
as 13.
yeah, no, it's not. So it's for identity. When we give something a letter, jurors, rather than a number, it means it's marked for identification, which means it's not in evidence, but our record will reflect what the item is by letter number.
Okay, thank you very much. No further questions.
Mr. Camilio, any follow-up?
Just really one or two. So I'm just going to show you one more photograph. Just ask you to recognize that photograph.
I do.
And you recognize one of the items that has been previously submitted into evidence being in that photograph.
Yes, a black iPhone.
Stop it. This says the next exhibit, Judge.
Any objection?
No objection, Judge.
Next exhibit.
Exhibit 30, so am I.
Okay.
I take it no follow-up to that?
No follow-up to that. Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you very much, Sergeant. You missed that. Thank you, sir.
Judge, could we be seen for 2 minutes?
Yes.
Bring up that exhibit before I lose
Oh,
it.
yes.